garage. I'm not a babysitter, it's your job, but I'm giving you I don't want to say warning, but the heads up, like you're getting a ticket if I come back by in 40 minutes, an hour, whatever. Hopefully you made your $5 to pay for your permit on Monday, but you have to shut this down. So, it's interesting, $5, $100 ticket, I don't know. I would just be like, yeah, no problem. Shut down. I'll get my permit $5 on Monday. So,
yeah,
but that's just me.
Logic.
Oh man, are we ready to do this?
Yeah, let's fire away.
Fire away. Okay, I'm gonna start out by doing this.
Damn,
okay.
Who's that guy?
This is our guest for today.
Wow.
Okay. He has sold my house. I bought a house using him as a realtor. He is an amazing individual. He's an author. He has a magazine.
That's cool.
Okay. He's got a book. He's got he's a family guy. He rides dirt bikes. He does extreme motocross. The guy kind of does everything. Okay. He's a really cool dude. I've known him for a couple of years now. He has, I would guess, he's bought and sold millions upon millions of dollars worth of real estate. Okay. He has one competitor within the area. But I don't even think it's really a competition because this guy is bar none. And we'll get him on here. We'll see if he wants to bring up who I'm talking about. He knows who I'm talking about.
Let's squash this competitor. Let's push this guy out of here.
Let's squash this out. Yeah. Okay. And, we'll let him bring it up and we'll go from there. So if you don't know who this is, his name's John Butler. He is the bald guy, red tie. John, how are you doing, sir?
Welcome, John.
Well, another day, another dollar.
Oh, God.
Paradise.
Right.
How many other cliches can I say on a Friday?
I don't know.
TGIF, hashtag.
Right, yeah, exactly. That sounds about right. Jeez. What is going on, dude?
Oh, man, just it's been a wild year in the wonderful world of Southern California real estate.
Yes.
Not as wild as code enforcement, it sounds like. I was very much enjoying your guys' stories, although it gave me
you heard that, no?
flashbacks of growing up in Bakersfield where everybody had broken down cars in their yards and yard sales 7 days a week. That's just Bakersfield. So I don't know what you guys have a problem
That's just the norm, right?
Hey,
that's just,
that's the norm.
Hey, we have something in common. I grew up in Bakersfield, born and raised.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
No way. What part?
On the northeast side. I'll tell you, it's near Christmas Tree Lane. That was a popular street area over there by the hospital.
Oh, you grew up by Harvard on the Hill.
Yeah.
Bakersfield College.
Yeah.
Panorama.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or are you just gently dancing around the word Oildale?
I'm trying to hold it up. I mean, it's up and coming. I feel like it's come a long way since I was there. But
anybody that says something that's up and coming and it's been like that for 25 years, I don't know if it's up and coming anymore.
50 years, easily.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Justin, they renamed Oildale to Royal.
Oh, wow.
And did you know, factually speaking, the toothbrush was invented in Oildale? Because if it was invented anywhere else, it would be called a teeth brush.
Yes. Hey, John, come on. What do you look at this? Look at this
jokes,
guy.
folks.
I know.
Bum.
Yeah. I bet your competitor, like we alluded to, doesn't have jokes like that.
No.
Are we going to mention him? Do you want to mention him?
Well,
Is he going to see this? I know you're going to share this with him, John, because you love this stuff.
There's only
Of course.
only what is it? Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. So
right.
Yep.
there's only one winner here.
His competitor branded himself as Mr. We'll just say Mr. Murrieta.
Yeah.
We'll say it. And I'm like, this is awesome. He drives around with a truck with his name all over it. And John, you actually know him. Side note, and you said he's a good guy, and I think I've met him in passing before, and he seems like a good dude. So
he really is.
It's just funny.
And but we have a fun dynamic where we jab at each other and call each other out and stuff like that. But it's purely in good fun because we don't operate from a lack mindset. I think there's enough business for everybody. But when you see another peacock flaring out his feathers, you're
That's
like,
right.
I'm a peacock too. So
right, yeah, exactly.
Let me fly.
I mean, so you have Mr. Murrieta driving around claiming to be the unofficial mayor of a certain city, and then you have yourself, bald guy, red tie.
That's pretty cool marketing.
Your branding, your
Yeah.
marketing. John does have, John, do you have a copy of your book with you?
Of course.
Yeah, you got a book.
So
He's got a book
this
too.
was published about 15 years ago, so it's been out for a while.
It's a stare.
The
Stare.
And
it's
true story.
Yep.
Because, who doesn't write their memoirs at the age of 19?
Right, yeah. Yeah. You know everything at that point. So, John, we're glad to have you here.
Yeah.
We wanted to bring in a different perspective. We've had firefighters, we've had other code enforcement professionals, we've had assistant city managers, we've had a bunch of different people, and we're really trying to cast this wide net on how code enforcement works, the code profession, how it's all tied in with different things. And, things are crazy right now. I mean, we talked before. Do you want to just give us a snapshot of kind of what's going on in the real estate world, either locally or nationally? Because me and Justin have had this talk as well. Eventually trickles down to us. The code enforcement at some point in the future will get involved with the house that either has an illegal garage conversion, an unpermitted, room addition. People say, I bought the house like this, I didn't know, whatever it may be. Just
Flippers.
Let the flippers in particular kind of set the landscape for us of what we're seeing nowadays, I guess, locally and nationally.
Absolutely. So let's rewind it about 2 years ago when the world came to a screeching halt. The COVID days, March 2020, when the world just kind of got flipped on its head. And I remember, I had a couple deals going, and then immediately everybody just, came to a screeching halt because they didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
I mean, if you would have told someone in January of 2020, hey, there's going to be a worldwide pandemic, and businesses are going to be locked down, you can't go out to restaurants, all this kind of weird, crazy stuff that we went through.
Yep.
If you would have asked anybody in real estate, the brightest minds, doesn't matter who it was, if you would have laid out that scenario, would you have said, do you predict real estate's going to go up or down? Everyone would say, oh my God, it's going to come to a crash. It's going to be terrible. Well, there was about a week to 2 week pause where everyone just didn't know what the hell was going on and how to move forward.
Right.
And then the Association of Realtors kind of navigated some things and allowed us to be essential workers to keep moving and stuff.
Nice. I like it.
And as soon as that happened, it was a rocket ship ride to the moon. It was absolutely wild. We would list properties, and within 2 or 3 days, we would get 20 to 30 offers on the property. Buyers started outbidding each other by, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. I saw one that went for $100,000 over asking price.
Oh, wow.
Offering the seller, 60 days free rent back, please just accept our offer kind of thing.
Just trying to get in with whatever.
Absolutely mind-boggling, man.
Wow. So now is that because your belief is because people, not to dive too much into politics, but there were a lot of differences across the nation on how the pandemic was handled.
Sure.
Did people get, what do you think, more opportunity to remote work, get the same pay? I mean, bigger houses because of that? They wanted to move states? Is it a collection of things? I mean, what did you see a lot of?
So a little bit of all the above. So
Okay.
One of the primary things that I saw coming out in our local area, so I'm located in Temecula, Murrieta, which is about 45 minutes north of San Diego and about an hour from Orange County. And so when you look at San Diego and Orange County real estate prices, for $800,000, you have a 2-bedroom condo, right? But you move here to Temecula, Murrieta, and $800,000 gets you a nice big house, multiple bedrooms, big loft,
especially a couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and so what I realized is that people were they're migrating into our area because if they're figuring, well, shoot, if I'm gonna have to work at home and be stuck at the house with all these kids and stuff like that, because at the time, the kids were doing the remote school learning and all that kind of stuff. So people didn't want to be cramped up in smaller places, and so I saw a big migration shift going into our area because of that. And then also, like you're saying, politically, I saw a lot of people just getting the hell out of California. For the past 7 years, even before the pandemic, about 30% of my business has been people leaving California.
Jeez. Wow.
So,
yeah,
for political purposes.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure people voice that right away, right? Oh, you probably ask them, oh, so what are you looking for? I got to get the hell out of here. You know what I mean, right? That's probably what they say. Oh, I can't stand this for whatever reason, right? I mean, I'm sure. Well, we've talked a lot. We've traded a lot of stuff, and I'm sure people. It's funny with realtors. Do not let they don't hold anything back.
Well, I
What's
like to think that most of my job is that of a therapist, a counselor.
Right.
You're walking alongside somebody going through a very traumatic time. Not a traumatic time, but it's unnerving when you're moving from one place to another.
Yep.
There's a lot of steps, a lot of variables you got to hit. So I'm kind of like that trusted guide that gets them to the other side. So
That's the only reason why I haven't left. I would be one of your customers too, but I like the stability right now. But I wish one day.
So that trend started 2 years ago. I mean, what are we seeing now, as far as
so that kind of sets the stage for what happened this past year. So I noticed usually right around about a year ago is that things started getting weird because prices were getting so damn high that buyers were getting outbid and they just kind of gave up. A lot of them were looking for a year and a half, and they just got I call it buyer exhaustion or buyer fatigue. When you have your heart set on a beautiful house and then come to find out it has 30 offers on it, people get crushed and all that kind of stuff. So
I'm one of those people.
We went through a lot. We went through a lot.
It's a real thing.
So, but the interest rates were, in the mid twos, maybe high threes kind of thing for a long time. That was really spurring a lot of that. And then this year, Grandpa Joe and all the powers to be decided to, double the interest rate. And I don't understand the full scope of all the levers that they pull to control inflation and all this kind of stuff. But for the buyers, I mean, it increased their payment, by $1,000. So a lot of buyers are just barely squeaking in at, say, $600,000 with their payment being where they needed to be.
Right.
And then if you jack up the interest rates nearly double, I mean, they got to the mid to high fives to low sixes there for a second.
Yeah.
And so their payment is just outrageous. And so they're like, screw it. And so it pulled back a lot of buyers and kicked them out. And then the people that were kind of waiting to time the peak of the market to sell their house, because everybody wants to they want to sell at the peak and they want to buy at the bottom.
Well,
totally understand that.
Right.
The problem is you don't know when it's the peak of the market or the bottom of the market until it's already passed. And so now we're seeing a lot of the fear of missing out sellers, like, oh crap, I missed it. And everybody has these horrific images of 2008, so they think it's going to crashing down, dramatically. So everybody wants to get out while they can. Yeah. So inventory's increased. Not enough buyers, and so now instead of
no rental properties,
you're seeing 2 or 3 months on the market now.
Jeez.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, what is it like? I forgot the percentage, but more than half the people in California are technically in poverty anyways.
Yeah.
Right. Like based on